Alrighty guys, today we're going to be installing a complete Skar audio sound system in a 99 Chevy Silverado 1500. We're doing component speakers, two-way component speakers, so putting two of these guys on the front doors as well as the tweeters. We're doing two 10-inch subs in the back, 2 amps, and the 6x4s in the rear. So yeah, we're gonna get started on it pretty soon. All right, so we already took the door off. We're gonna install our component speakers right now. I bought this cable adapter here for these 2 pins. It's a GM adapter. Just gonna plug in here. I already marked out the holes. Hold on. Already marked out some holes here where we're gonna tap into some self-tapping screws. There you go. That's what we're gonna be using. We're gonna do the driver door first, then we're gonna put the tweeter in right after, but we're gonna go ahead and put the 6.5-inch ones right now. All right, so I got the door panel here. I ordered these little brackets from Amazon, and I just got a Dremel. It made the hole bigger so that tweeter fits right in, and we're gonna put it right on here, just like that. And I got some wood screws we're gonna just drill in there. It's all gonna get covered by a grill anyways, so all the nasty work will be covered up. All right, so a couple updates. I decided to get this boom mat from AutoZone. We had to pick up some speaker wire from there. Went ahead and bought some boom mat just because I heard that's what you do. And I bought this little enclosure I saw there too. And what that does is just reduces the vibrations and keeps the, I guess, sound more uniform in a way. So it was just an extra $20-$30. So went ahead and decided to do that. So yeah, other than that, we got the other door off, and we're gonna start. I'm gonna screw the 6.5 back in here. All right, another quick update. Scratched this. This was actually too small. But I did use the boom mat. Also, when I was drilling this screw in, it slipped and it hit the thing, so don't be an idiot and really just try to protect it, because I almost ripped that. But I hope it'll be fine. All right, so now we're moving on to the rear door speakers. You gotta take the whole panel off. It's just 2 screws here, screw there, and then the rest is just clipping it off. Just be careful with it. And yeah, probably gonna do the same thing here. We don't have any more of this matte stuff. Really? Nah. Well, maybe. I don't know, maybe I'll use it. But yeah, just gonna be unboxing the, well, this was the speaker, I already took it out. 6x4. Here's our new one. I just need to open it. But yeah. Alright, another update. So I decided to put the boom mat on here. Just cut up a bunch of little pieces, put it on there. I also took out the other door. I also put boom mat around that. You got to just unscrew the seat belt. It's 2 screws, one on the top, one on the bottom, and then it all clips out. Oh, here it is. This is it right here, and that's how you get to that. So you get to the speaker. But yeah. All right, so screwed in the speaker. Crimped on 2 connectors to put on the 2 pins here, and we got all the speaker wire running down. We're gonna fishing it through this little grommet right now, so we can, it's a little snake. Yeah, we're gonna plug it into our amps here. Just so you guys know what I'm talking about, you just crimp these 2 connectors on here, and that's your speaker all wired up. And that's how that second speaker's looking. We got it all ready to be hooked up to the amp. Alright, so now we're gonna start running speaker wire for the front speakers. We got a roll back here. We're just gonna feed it down through this track. And now we're gonna go through this little grommet here, through the inside here. Go all the way up here to feed the speakers and the crossover network. Alright, so we're snaking the wire, speaker wire, through this channel, through this grommet. We just fished a shoelace through, and now we're just gonna pull, and the speaker wire is gonna go through here, and we're gonna connect to our speaker. All right, so it's a little darker now, but we did connect the crossover networks to our tweeters. They're on the door. We attached some extra wire. And so our tweeters, they went to tweeter negative, and then there's 3 spots we can put our tweeter positive. On the 0 decibel, -3 decibels, or -6. -6 is just gonna make the tweeter much quieter. -3 is gonna make it just a little quiet, and then 0 is neutral. There's no loss in power. But tweeters are usually kind of annoying if they're loud, so we're just going to turn it down a bit and put it at 3. And our woofer is connected over here, and our input is right here. So we're just going to stick this crossover this compartment here, wrap it around in some foam so it doesn't make too much noise, but that's about it for the crossover. All right, update from putting the speakers in. We put the front doors on finally on both sides, and now we're finally starting to channel the positive wire for the amps. So on our Silverado here, we're hooking the positive, not from the positive terminal on the battery, but this little battery box. I don't exactly know why you do it from here, but I'm just doing it because I was recommended to do so. It's better, so whatever. And I think it looks better than connecting it to a battery. So yeah, we connected it here. We can open it up, show you guys. So we just hooked it up to that nut there, and I got a Dremel, and I made a bigger hole here so I can close it. And we also attached our fuse here. And so we ran this positive wire all the way up to the fuse here. And now we're gonna go from the inside and try to channel the positive wires through that grommet right there. If you guys can see it. You guys see that grommet? You can see it. Hold on. But yeah, that grommet down there. Okay, yeah, right there. From the inside, we're gonna put it out, connect it to our fuse here, and then we're gonna start working on our negative. All right, so I peeled it back with a screwdriver, the grommet for the firewall, and from the inside we duct taped a flathead and the positive wire up through here. As you can see, you can see that really well, but yeah. So now we're gonna cut the duct tape off with a razor blade, and yeah, that's it. And then we're gonna put some, cover the edge of the grommet with silicone, so it still has a watertight seal. So yeah. All right, so we just fished the wire all the way through there, through that grommet, and what we did was we just, what's it called? We cut the insulation off, and then we soldered the tip with some solder, and then we just put it in there. You want to solder the tip so that the little strands of wire don't start fraying over time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And now we just put our cover on, and yeah, you get the point. But yeah, there's our fuse. All right guys, so a little update from some progress I did last night. I mounted the speakers to the back wall. What I did was I basically just cut out a big corner out of this insulation here, and yeah, I mounted those amps in. I used some self-tapping screws and a washer. I'm gonna go ahead and put some silicone over them so they're watertight. And I connected all the speaker wire. So here, let me see if I can get a better look. So this is the 4-channel amp, and this is the monoblock for the subs. That means it only has one channel. Channel 1 is the front left door speakers. Channel 2 is the front right. And then we have rear left speakers, and then we have rear right speakers. So channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4. And yeah, I basically I chose which color I wanted my positive to be. So my positive, I chose copper for this wire to be my positive, and for this wire I chose blue to be my positive. So yeah, now we gotta wire the power to the amps, as well as wire ground, and then after that it's just wiring the subs, putting everything back together. guys, so update now on from the last video. I didn't show a whole lot of what I did, but I'm just gonna go over what happened. So, well, first we put silicone on the bolts here to seal out any moisture from coming in. We also did run a ground wire from the firewall, a 4-gauge ground wire from the battery. Same path as the blue 4-gauge wire, and we did that to power the monoblock, as you can see here. But we also are powering our 4-channel amp as well, by making a branch here and doing some soldering work. Same thing with the ground here as well. So these two 4-gauge wires are powering both my amps right now. And then after that was just soldering the tips for the speaker wire for the subs here, connecting everything, and then just connecting RCA cables as well as remote wire for the 4-channel amp for your front speakers and rear. This knob is not going to work if you connected it to your head unit. So yeah, I'm not going to need this anyways. But the remote for the subs is here, and this guy works great. I already tuned the amps. So yeah, make sure you don't over tune the gain for any speakers so you don't blow your equipment. But yeah, now we're just gonna be putting everything back together. And here's the mess I got up front. Oh, also the remote wire. Hold on. The remote wire we also spliced here too. So I gotta get this to focus. Okay. So the remote wire we also ran. We got like a little loop here to remote power both amps. And then this is just running all the way to the front here to our blue wire and our aftermarket adapter. So it's connected to the blue wire. If it's blue or white, as long as the instruction manual say like it's remote antenna / amplifier, then you're good. Just plug it into there and it should be chilling. Alright, we're gonna start putting everything back together now.